DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
Every Thursday joins us Greg Marto Martin, Wallaby fullback out of Brisbane, Triple M breakfast host as well, battling the hatches because here it comes. What's Cyclone Alfred, is it?
Cyclone. It's named after Alfie Langer, actually,
Nice.
Former Origin great. So
Nice.
Cyclone Alfie. Do you know that they were going to name it Cyclone Anthony, the first name of our Prime Minister? They said, election coming up. No, because then it looks like he's destroyed a lot of lives. So Alfie it is. Bloody cyclones. We don't normally get them this low down in Queensland. We haven't had one for 50 years. They take a while to get here. I've run out of beer. I'm going to have to go back to the bottle shop.
Well, hang on a second. So, for a start, it's disrupted sport. Let's talk about that before we talk about anything else. So they've actually moved the Dolphins match down. That was a sellout, going to be a sellout tomorrow at Suncorp, wasn't it? They've moved a couple of AFL games as well.
Yeah, well, the Lions were playing their first game as defending premiers. They were going to, they get all excited. They were going to unfurl their flag, their premiership flag, and they were all getting excited, a full house. And they went, no, we can't put our fans at risk. So they postponed that. The Broncos are playing in Sydney. The Dolphins are going to play in Sydney now. There's actually no sport in Queensland this weekend. So it's that what we've got ourselves is a cyclonic long weekend. That's as far as I can see, because I live next door to what we call a Dan Murphy's, which is a large bottle shop. And bloody hell, they have been busy everyone's just taking a chance. And a lot of our listeners this morning, when they were asked, because all schools are closed, all businesses are closed as of Thursday, Friday, everyone's just started drinking.
So how bad is it actually going to be? Because quite often with these things, they are absolutely terrible. Quite often that they reverse course and just slip by past the coast. And, what are you actually expecting? Is it going to flood? Is the river coming up? What?
They're saying yes to that because the rain's a big part of it, but the wind's going to come through at 150 k's an hour on the Friday arvo or Saturday morning. But I think we're overwarned. That's what our governments do now, especially in an election year. Oh, we saved you. You better vote for us.
There you go.
There's a bit of that going on. But, I can't believe you need so much toilet paper. No toilet paper in the shops, no bread, no eggs, no... But it's the toilet paper. I don't know if cyclones make you poo yourself a lot.
During COVID, there were people fisticuffs in the supermarkets here over toilet paper. That's my role. I have the super soft.
All right. I don't know. It's just we get a lot of big storms here anyway. I think it's just a storm that's going to last for a fair while. See how we go. We'll be right. Don't pray for us. We'll be fine.
You're still riding the bike to work? You're going to actually get out there and do that on them? No.
I almost got blown off yesterday. There are gusty winds coming through already. So I went, no more bike. No, not being silly.
That's a Broncos shirt you got on tonight, obviously. Thursday night footy, and you're up against the Roosters side, which everyone is actually saying that this team isn't going to even make the 8 this year. I mean, not the Broncos. Everyone's saying the Broncos, obviously are a contender. Roosters out the back door.
Oh, yeah, they lost 1,000 games worth of experience or something. You can't lose that and be all right. Do you see them in the trials? They were rubbish, whereas the Broncos have got some sort of hard edge about them. This Madge Maguire, what are they calling it? The Madgelution, whatever they're calling it here.
Fantastic.
Anyway, apparently we're defending. We've got a hard-nosed attitude to defence.
Right.
All the nonsense that people talk before a game is played. We'll see how we go tonight, but thank God there's something to watch because they're... Oh, no, I watched you guys play cricket last night. So
and we were bloody good, as a matter of fact. We were in the final. Sure, you couldn't do that. Yeah, that's right. As for our Warriors, no, we don't talk about that. It's only one game. It's the first round. No, we don't actually mention that.
Stinky was.
Yeah. In terms of your hard-nosed attitude, is that at the nightclub afterwards? Because that's who the Broncos are these days, aren't they? You've become the Roosters. That's who you are. You are that team now in Brisbane.
Every day this week, they've been really conscious. There's been an article about how, we're not rock stars. Oh, look, and Reece Walsh showed his fingernails, no nail polish.
Oh, okay, right.
And he's promised not to wear sunglasses at night time or in the Oh, bloody hell. Can someone just bash him?
Okay, your Reds, 2-0. Go to the Crusaders. How good is this? Sunday afternoon rugby. Not just Sunday afternoon rugby. What a game that is.
And the hands will be magnificent, or as long as Christchurch doesn't spoil it for everyone. We're good until we start playing New Zealand teams. So if we beat the Crusaders, I'll start crowing properly. But I've loved the start of the year by the Australian teams. The Force look good, the Waratahs look good, the Brumbies looked okay, and the Reds have looked wonderful. So, you're always our bloody, if we didn't measure ourselves against it, folks, we'd be great.
That's it. You would be. You'd be great. We got Tim Horan on the program tomorrow. Remember your mate who upset a quiet residential street in Timaru on tour?
Don't mention that I ever told you. If he says, how do you know that story, just say David Campese told me, okay? I'm going to
ask him about him playing second five and centre and whether or not he could still play these days. I thought he was an absolute beast of a player. Not the biggest bloke on earth, but God, he was good, wasn't he?
Beat off the mark, mate. And you know that power, he had a big bum on him. Like he had the big, it's like a big diff in a car, in a truck. He had power to get through defences, but he also was really quick over the first 10 metres. Or
Smart as well, mate. Smart. You know?
And he kept things straight. Yeah, a lot of people, stay straight in attack. He was super straight. He was wonderful to play outside of. I reckon he might have thrown me my first 2 test tries I scored. I think he threw the pass for both of them, and Jason Little threw the third one. So
nice. Okay.
But I think I threw him his first pass for his first test try. So, yeah, well, I loved him, Horan. He's a little on the boring side. Don't tell him I said that.
No, I won't tell him I said that. All right. And you're back coaching rugby. This is I love hearing this story, mate. It's been a while, eh? So who are you coaching?
Yeah, you know how I said Fox fell over a few years ago and
and they
axed the Rugby Union Australia and I was out of a job and I was a little bit bitter for a while. I went down last Sunday, all these kids, there was a free session, 300 kids turned up, all old Wallabies and Queensland players. We all did it for free to coach them. God, it was beautiful. I'd forgotten the joy of kids are just sponges. You can tell them anything and they do it. It was so good. It was great. I wouldn't go and coach adults, but I'll go back and coach kids. So,
great.
Yeah, I think I'm falling back in love with rugby, and Super Rugby this year's helping me do it. I fell out of love for a while.
Okay, well, speaking of falling in love, well, you're going to have a fair bit of time to do that this weekend, aren't you, eh? Cooped up in the house together.
Now, that's an interesting point. This cyclone could go one of two ways. There'll either be a lot of divorces or there'll be a lot of kids in 9 months' time called Alfie.
It's International Women's Day on Saturday too. Remember that, okay?
Does that mean you get one or you don't?
Oh, please. I just think it's a time for all us men to reflect and go, well, I wonder what the best thing about being a woman is. And we all know the answer to that.
DSPN.